got all stuck in my.
All right.
Go get your coffee while she's getting hooked up. Oh.
There we go. And hang on just a second, Phoenix. I'm
No
actually
problem.
doing a couple things at a time, so hang on.
While she's getting hooked up.
Hold on. I hear something. I can't quite find it.
No problem.
There we go. And let's see. Phoenix. There we go. And there we go. And here we go. And I'll mute that. Oh my gosh, I think I finally got it. So we are officially live on YouTube. And it's actually funny, when I go live to YouTube, I can't exactly tell when I'm live. It doesn't say, Shazam, you are live at this moment. So there's always that window of about 10 or 15 seconds where I'm live and I don't know it. So it's fabulous to watch those first 15 seconds because I'm always doing the same thing. I'm going, are we live? I'm not sure if we're live. I think we're live. Oh, here we go. Oh, wait, we're waiting. Now we're live. And all that's caught live on YouTube. So it's absolutely hilarious. So if you want a tickle, just go to the live YouTube video and watch me wonder if we're live yet. But anyway, we are live now. Yay. And what we're going to talk about today is some more on Mailing Boss. And specifically today, we're going to go over how to set up a subscriber list. And then we may get time to start setting up our first email sequence. And I did explain to you guys yesterday, but I'll explain it again, that we're going to actually go through what I call the algebra method. Okay. And what that means, if you guys remember when we went to algebra class in high school, now they actually teach algebra in junior high. But in high school, when I took it, I'm older than dirt. But when I took it in high school, they taught you like this really long method first, right? Where you're like doing 3 pages of calculations and you go home and you write all these problems out. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. I could have made a mistake all the way on the first page, which is going to cause a mistake all the way on the end. And it's just really crazy. But you learn it, right? Because that's what you're supposed to do. And then the next day that you go into algebra class, they're like, remember what I taught you yesterday? Well, I'm going to teach you the faster method today. And they show you how to do that same problem in about 2 lines, right? So we're going to do the algebra method in Mailing Boss. We're going to do it the really long way first because there's so many hidden things in the long way that I want you to see that you're not going to see if I teach you the short way first. And if I teach you the short way first, you won't even want to pay attention to the long way. So we're going to go the long way so I can teach you some really cool things that you'll want to know about. And then surprise, surprise, we're going to go the short way. And that's the way you can do it if you don't need to go into those special things that are available the long way. Okay. So just wanted to clarify that for you because we will do the long way and then the short way. So you don't have to go, oh my gosh, Shelly, you could have done the long way, the short way, and we could have been done with this boot camp in 2 days. No, we're going to do the long way so you know all the ins and outs about Mailing Boss so you can be that Mailing Boss master that you've always wanted to be. So let's go ahead and get started. Do you guys have any questions before we start? Rachel.
Yes. Yes, you know the homework from yesterday?
Yes.
Yes. You said set up the first profile in Mailing Boss. Mm-hmm. Okay. So mine was already done by somebody 18 months ago, and it's linked to a website that I don't use, but I still own the domain, and it's Rachel Kent Online. So it's one that I want to keep, but it's not pointing at anything. And there's an email address that is info@Rachel Kent Online, and that's the from email address. And there's a reply email address, which I've changed to no reply at Rachel Kent Online, but I don't understand where it's not connecting to anything at the moment. And the website that I've just got set up on Builderall is called doneforyouvideos.co.uk, which I want to point to Builderall. So if I was going to set up a subscriber list, yeah, I'm just I don't quite understand what I'm doing. Do I need to change the website in the business bit to the one I'm going to use? Or
is the confusion about the actual email address and how to set up that specific email address?
Yes, that as well. But this website doesn't exist at the moment. That I own the domain and I want to use it for something at some point, but it's not an active thing at the moment. So I don't know if that matters just in this setup.
It does. And let me tell you, let me give you some advice. First of all, for the domain, yesterday I covered how to connect your domain and verify it in MailingBoss. So once you actually point those name servers towards Builderall, then you could do something called verifying your domain. And yesterday I actually showed how to do that. So check out that video again and watch that specific part, and you'll see how to verify that domain, okay? Then the second thing is creating the emails that go with that domain. And we're gonna actually learn how to do that in here. We haven't covered that yet, but I am gonna show you how to do that so you can collect your emails and you can send emails through that email address that you've added to MailingBoss. So we will cover that, we just haven't covered it yet, okay?
Okay, so even though the website doesn't exist, it's fine that it's in there.
Yeah, it's fine right now because I'm assuming that you're not sending out any emails yet, right? So all you have to do is just point that domain towards Builderall using the name servers. That's step number one. Step number two is then going into MailingBoss.
Sorry to interrupt. That's already been done by somebody else. They've already pointed it, but because they set it up, they set up a subscriber list. And basically that's all redundant. So it's
so the next step for you is going to go in and verify the domain in MailingBoss. That was done yesterday. So that's actually a really easy thing to do. So check out that video. And then the next thing to do is actually build your website on Builderall and publish it so that you can create those emails. And we'll learn how to do that in this class. We haven't done it yet, but we will be learning how to do that. Okay.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. I can't wait to teach you now. I'm like dying to jump into that, but we're going to try to stay on task, and we'll do subscriber lists today. And we will definitely learn how to create those emails and get them working for you in MailingBoss. So it's actually really exciting. I've got so much to teach you, you guys. It's actually hard for me to not teach like 6 hours straight. All right. Any other questions? Those were great questions, Rachel. Thank you. Roberto.
Shelly, hello, and hello everyone.
Hi.
Shelly, I was able to create a email sequence on the workflow. Now, my issue is how to go, where can I get those email edited so I can change the information and it's going to be sending out?
When you click on the email, there's the little icon to edit. You can click right on that item in workflow and choose, I think, update email or something like that. It's one of the choices that show up, and you can edit straight from there. If you cannot figure it out from just kind of clicking and testing it out, we'll cover that. When we go over workflows, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. Okay?
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
So no worries. If you can't figure it out by clicking, I will show you.
Yes, I know how to go to the workflow and get every one of them. Clicking on that little icon, which is like an email or an envelope, I click on it. But I thought that it was a place when I can see the email and actually get it edited from there.
Yeah, you have to click right on the email. You know, it's got the sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 emails. And you click right on the email and actually choose, I think, email update or something like that. And it will take you into the editor where you can update it.
Shelly.
Uh-huh.
I think I know what he's talking about. You have to pause it. If you have it going, it won't let you edit the email. You have to pause it first if it's active.
That's true. That's true. If it's an active email, it won't let you edit it while it's active. So you do have to pause it first, and then you can edit all you want to. But then you have to remember to activate it.
Okay. Thank you.
Good point, Dominic. And we'll actually, again, cover that when we hit workflows. So if you don't quite get it now, I promise I will do my best to make sure you get it when we cover that. Okay?
Awesome. Thank you. I know you're the best.
Thank you. Any other questions, you guys? All right, you guys are doing fabulous. The actual video from yesterday is posted up and ready to go. Also, I wanted to let you know that the Monday webinar that is under weekly webinars in the dashboard, that should be available to you now. Karen, were you able to jump in and see it? Yes? Okay, fabulous. I'm so glad. So if you missed that Monday webinar, jump on there and watch it for sure, because there's valuable information about some of the changes that are coming to Builderall. And one of the most important things you can do is stay tapped into what's happening, because if you missed that webinar, you missed a lot. No doubt about it. You missed a lot. So go back to your dashboard and go into a weekly webinar. It's under Builderall Business, and then weekly webinar. And I think it's a little over an hour. So it does take a little bit of time to watch, but you don't want to miss it, because it's got fabulous information about what's coming to Builderall. And you want to be ready, especially if you're a Builderall business owner, because this is going to give you a leg up and understand what's coming. So when you talk to new people that are coming in, you can say, oh my gosh, you don't even know what's coming. You've got to join now because you're grandfathered in, and the stuff that's coming is going to be amazing. It's so worth it. Jump in and get in now while you can, and get in for the price you can. So you want to be able to leverage that information to be able to build your team. So definitely take advantage of that, that weekly webinar area. And we've also changed it. So you're not only going to get access to the last webinar that was made, but below the comments, you'll see that the last 3 before that are there as well. So if you missed those, go ahead and check those out, because again, if you miss a single week, you miss a lot in Builderall. So go back and check them out. Karen?
Can't get there now. You could last night, but you can't now.
Page.
It's a blank page now. It was there last night, and your other 3 are there, but the main one's not there.
Weird. Let me go check it, you guys. So hang on.
Sorry.
They might have, that's okay. It's okay. Somebody might have gone in and did some editing, but I'll check it. Hold on. Oh, it's just, you're right. It's just not even there at all.
Yep.
So I will, as soon as this is over, I'll check and see what happened, and I will fix it, because I'm the queen of fixing it. And we'll see if we can get it back up and running for you, Gabriel.
Yeah, there is an arrow right to the right, all the way on the top. Click on that arrow. Here, let me show you.
Yeah, but it doesn't go.
The arrow all the way to the right.
All the way to the right. You see that arrow right there? Pointing down, right there. Here's your videos.
Yeah, what she's talking about is the replay right here. I had the last one that we did right here, and it's not showing. So the idea was to have the replay here, and then the live showing when we did the live. So the newest replay at the top, and then the 3 before that at the bottom. But it's not there. So I have to check it out and see what's going on. And I haven't checked my messages yet from the Builderall staff. So they may have actually messaged me something about it. I don't know, but as soon as we're done, we'll check it out and see what's going on. And again, I am the queen of fixing things. So I'll see if I can't figure it all out and get it all fixed up. So we have the latest replay for you guys. And you can see the newest information from Builderall. So be sure to check that out later. And I'll do my best to get it all up and running for you again. It was there last night.
It was. Thanks, Shelly.
You're welcome. Any more questions about anything going on? Let's see, I've got a message. Oh yeah, I did get your private message, Karen, and I am super duper excited. So congratulations on that. Will you allow me to, can I announce it? Is that okay? Karen actually got her invitation to be an ambassador as well. So super duper excited, you guys. That is an honor to get an invitation. It really is. And I want to get you recognized for getting an invitation, because it's not a done deal. You can't just contact them and say, I want to be an ambassador, and magically you're an ambassador. You have to be recognized by your sponsor, and that sponsor trusts you enough for them to give you a token. Because I want to tell you, and I want to make sure you understand this, they lose money on the front end when they promote you to ambassador, right? So they're trusting that you're going to do the work that it takes to make it worth their while to lose money on the front end so they can hopefully gain money on the back end. So don't let them down. Do the work that you need to do. Be a representative for Builderall and make sure that you go in knowing that you're all in with Builderall and that you will do your best to represent Builderall well and to promote Builderall ethically and then bring people in to make Builderall even better. Okay, so I'm super excited for you guys. And so far, Roberto, was it you that got your ambassador token? And Karen got the ambassador token. And I think Tyree has a question.
Yes, two things. I'm still waiting to hear back from my sponsor about if he's an ambassador or not. And if not, then I'm gonna take necessary steps so that I can become. I'm gonna exhaust every step possible.
Well, just remember, Tyree, if they're not an ambassador, they're not gonna let you sponsor Hop. That's just, it can't happen. And I'm like, so sorry that I can't encourage you to do that. But the reality is that your sponsor did something to get you, whether it was paying for solo ads, paying for advertising, spending the time to do organic advertising. It was something that they paid to get you. So they can't lose you, right? So what I would encourage you to do is once you do contact them and you start talking back and forth, if they are not an ambassador, say, hey, I really want to upgrade to ambassador. If you upgrade to ambassador right now, I will slide right in under you with your first token. That may be the exact encouragement they need to go ahead and upgrade.
But I'm gonna definitely do that. I sure am.
Fantastic.
The other question I had was when we log into our back office, there's a little drop-down menu about where we get a badge about being a business owner or anything like that. How can we get those? Who do we see to get those badges?
Those are actually done inside the Builderall business community. And let me kind of share my screen and I'll show you where those badges come from. So if I'm in the Builderall dashboard and I go to Builderall business and then I go to business community, okay, I'm going to click on that button. And this takes me into an area that actually has courses, e-learning courses that were made by the leaders in Builderall. And anybody can do this and you can do it as well. When you do this, it automatically moves you into leader status because you are providing your training and your knowledge to other people in Builderall. So I'm going to change the course language to English, and it's going to show me all the English courses. It kind of sneaked in there with a Spanish one right there. But anyway, you can see this one right here. This is one that I did, and it's called List Hopping for Fun. This was actually a really fun one for me to put together because I was highly medicated when I made it. But notice the badges right here. So it's got that I'm an ambassador. It's got another badge that calls me a business pro badge, and then a network top leader badge, and then network builder badge, and network leader badge. So when you submit these, they're going to give you these badges based on the course that you've created, where you are in the system, all these neat things. And then you can take these badges and right click and save image as. And then you can use those badges in your advertising. And as you can see, I've got my ambassador badge here. I've got my certified partner badge here. And then I actually had a badge made by the team that was for my Builderall team called Team Awesome. So they actually made me a badge for my team as well. So I put those into my image for my course. So you can actually save those badges and you can use them because you've earned them. Use them in your advertising or your websites, your personal website to promote yourself and your services through Builderall, whatever you want to do. But you can kind of see there's some different badges. Like right here, this person has the Business Pro badge, and then they have the Young Entrepreneurs badge, which is a team that Alvaro Salgado has. So different badges, just depending on what you're doing. Like right here, Wasili has the Ambassador badge. He has the Business Pro badge. He has the Certified Partner badge. He has Digital Marketing badge, Network Builder. So you can see that all of these are badges that he's going to be able to actually take and use on anything that he wants to support him in his Builderall stuff. So to get those badges, create a course with your knowledge. And let me remind you guys, I've probably said this before, but I want to say it again. All of you guys have knowledge you can share. I'm looking at the eyeballs of every single person that has their camera on.
See, I have 2 courses up.
Yep, all of you have stuff you can share. So get your content made, whether it's text content, video content, audio content, doesn't matter. Get it all ready. And then put it into an e-learning course. And then there's an option inside of the e-learning course to add it in the Builderall business community. Click that option. It will go to support. They will take a look at it to make sure there's nothing bad going on, like you're not promoting porn or something like that. But once they check it, make sure everything's okay, they'll approve it. And Shazam, you've got a new course inside that business community. You're going to have some badges. Grab those badges and use them for yourself to promote yourself. It's actually that easy. It's not even hard.
So it can be a course on about digital marketing or any other course as long as it's a legitimate course?
Yep. I would say that even if you want to do a course on underwater basket weaving, you could do that, but it's not going to be very helpful inside the business community. So you want to focus on anything business related that's going to help Builderall business people, right? So if you know, y'all, it can be as easy. Let me tell you how easy this can be, right? When I first started promoting Builderall, I've told you this story a million times, but I'm going to tell you again. I started doing really simple videos that were things like how to do Control-C and Control-V for copy and paste, because I found out a lot of people don't even know that exists. So I did a simple video on how to do that, right? And that's my kitty. I had to move my kitty over. Anyway, I made those videos, right? Simple videos. I made another simple video about how to save websites to your bookmark toolbar so you can get there faster. I made simple videos on how to do organic Facebook marketing that a lot of people actually didn't know how to do. I could put all of those videos that are simple things, but I could put all of them into a course on the e-learning environment and say simple tips and tricks to help you master your business quickly. And then put that up as an e-learning course. And it's ready to go. And you'd be shocked how many people would probably rave about that training because it has exactly what they need to help them do things they didn't know they could do before. And again, it's simple stuff. So when I tell you, you guys have skills to do this, you do. You all do. You know something that somebody else doesn't know that's business related that you can put into an e-learning course, add to that business community, and then get your badges.
How many videos should we do?
I would say maybe 3 minimum.
Maybe 15, 20 minutes long?
I wouldn't do them that long, 5 or 10 minutes.
Really? Oh, wow. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I know I have a great idea, and I'm going to charge Dominic $300 for it. One on how to use the incognito button.
There you go. But you all have talents, and I before I actually start the training, I want you to understand, you guys, every one of you have so much power, and all you have to do is just have a little bit of confidence to put it into an e-learning course, and I promise you, there's nobody, not a single person, is going to come in and go, "Oh my God, that sucks! Why'd you put that in there?" You're not going to do that. In fact, there'll be people that will contact you and say, that was like better than sliced bread. Thank you for putting that up. So again, you all have talents. Get them in an e-learning course, get them in the business community, share your talents with the business community and get those badges. And then you can use them on your websites and for self-promotion. Okay.
Shelly, I got a question for you. For many years, I did work with disability issues and the language and the terminology. Would that be a good course to put up there?
It might be. You need to do it from a business perspective. So think about.
Well, yeah, because remember the term handicapped? Do you know where it comes from?
I don't think so.
The beginning of the 20th century when they would take the cap in hand and ask for money.
Ah, okay. So there's
that's the term that everyone refers to people with disabilities with.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because that's changed over the years, because I remember it used to be crippled and then it was handicapped. I think now it's like
disability,
challenged, right? Like
No, it's disability is the terminology.
Yeah, so it might not be a bad idea to do something like that, but do it from a business perspective. So approach it from a perspective that's going to be valuable to a business owner.
Well, like the perspective of if you're working with someone with a disability or you're recruiting someone with a disability, it's important to understand, instead of saying wheelchair bound, someone who uses a wheelchair. More language, but a little bit more appropriate.
Right. And another thing that you might do, Davida, is you might approach it from the standpoint of a website too, because when you build a website,
I've already got that. Disability rights advocate.
One of the things you can do is actually make it accessible for people that have sight impairments or they're visually impaired. You can actually help them look at your website by doing some really simple things to make it accessible for them. So Davida would probably be a perfect person to do a simple training on that and put that training up on the business community so that everybody can see how to make it accessible to people that have visual impairments. So Davida, that would be a great training for up on the business community. Okay. Does that make sense, you guys? Yeah, it's really cool, isn't it? Builderall is the gift that keeps giving. Oh. Go ahead, Dominic.
A quick question. What if two people, two Builderall members team up and put together a training video? Would both get a badge?
It's going to be only the person that posts it because you can only post it from one account. So yeah, I think that might be a challenge for sure, but don't let that stop you, because just commit. If you work with someone that you'll do 2 courses together, one gets to post one of them and one gets to post the other one. And then you can share the badges between the 2 of you. I think that would be the best option. Does that sound good? Does that work?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yes. Absolutely. And I'm never going to live down that incognito window ever. I see it's coming for you.
You know, we are a family, and family tends to kind of hold those things over people, right? All right, guys. Now let's talk about, if there's not any more questions, if you do have a question, jump in. But let's talk about what we're going to learn today. Today, we're going to go through the subscriber list and how to set it up. I'm going to go through some advanced settings. And some of the things that I covered today, they're going to kind of go in one ear and out the other because you're going to be so focused on the subscriber list. You don't see the power that I'm teaching you in some of these little bitty things that are hiding. So I want you to like earmark this video so you can go back and watch it again, because there's things in there and I'm going to try to point some of them out. I'm going to say, all right, earmark this part because you're going to want to see this again, because you're going to forget what some of these things do. And then when you run into the problem, you're going to go, how do I fix this? And if we earmark it, you'll be able to find it really fast. Okay, so I'll tell you, tuck this in the back of your brain, earmark it. This is important. You're going to see this later and need it. And definitely do whatever it is that you want to do to remember that thing that you're going to see later show up. Okay.
Everybody press your record buttons now.
That's right. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump in and we'll get started. So I am going to go, let me make sure I don't have any other questions. Let's see, I got Kieran's, Judy missed it last night, but the video for it is actually, for the Tuesday night training, is up on the Builderall USA YouTube channel. So you should be able to access it there. And I think it's public. So just go to all videos and it should show up there. And then let's see, everything else I think I've answered. So let's go ahead and get started with adding a subscriber list. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. So I'm going to go to share my screen, and I'm already logged into my account. I'm in Christy Lynn. That's the brand new account that we set up yesterday. And we're going to go ahead and go into Mailing Boss to get us started. So all I do to do that is go into right here on the dashboard. I'm going to click Mailing Boss Autoresponder. And it's going to open up a new page. And then for there, I'm going to click Mailing Boss. I want you to notice before I do that if I scroll down, there's about a bazillion videos on Mailing Boss. And when I say a bazillion, why do I say a bazillion? Because I did most of those videos, so I know how many there are. So check those out. There's a video for almost everything you could do in Mailing Boss. And these are the short quickie videos that show you really quickly how to do something. So you can see in this video, if I press play, it actually is a minute and a half. So there's not a lot of time that you have to spend learning how to do very, very specific tasks. The only thing I want to warn you about is I think every single video I did starts with, I'm Shelly Turner with the Builderall team. So I may make you sick to your stomach. You've heard that for like the 50th time. But the information I promise is actually really good. So check those videos out. They will definitely help you as you are continuing to learn about Mailing Boss. But I'm going to go ahead and click Access Mailing Boss. And we'll go right into Mailing Boss. And this is the dashboard and the home page for Mailing Boss, the main page for Mailing Boss. And from here, I can actually start a brand new subscriber list. So I can start it using this little box right here. It's actually that easy, right? So I can choose to start it right here, or I can go to lists and then click the word lists. So I go list lists. And then from here, I can see all of my subscriber lists, or I can actually choose to start a new one from here. So there's a couple different places you can actually start a new subscriber list from the dashboard, okay? I'm gonna go back to the main dashboard. So I'm gonna click this white icon here and go back all the way to the main dashboard. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you what it's like to start it right here, okay? So let's go ahead and start a new list. And all I'm gonna do to start it is first name it. So let's go ahead and name it Shelly's Awesome List. Well, that was easy enough. And then I'm going to copy that and I'm going to put it for the display name and for the description. And then I'm going to click continue. And now I go into the settings for this list. And there's a lot of stuff I want to show you. This is where it starts to become important that you really pay attention to some of these specifics. So I'm in the general data area. And I've already got the name of the list in there because I already filled that out. I've got the display name because I already filled that out. I've got the description because I already filled that out. But something new is the opt-in and the opt-out. Now you've got a couple choices for opting in and opting out. So let me explain what the choices are. You've got a single opt-in and you've got a double opt-in. Now I'm going to go ahead and look at your faces because I want to see if you're getting this. I want to make sure you're not doing this look, right? So if I see this, I'm going to explain it again. So a single opt-in is when the subscriber only has to do one thing to get on your list. And usually that one thing is just filling out the opt-in form. Okay, that's usually the one thing they have to do is fill out the opt-in form. Once they do that, they're confirmed and they'll start receiving the emails that are on your list. Okay. The double opt-in is they have to do two things to get on your list. And usually what that means is they have to fill out the opt-in form and then they have to check their email and confirm that they really, really want to be on your list. So it's two steps. So why would you use a single opt-in versus a double opt-in? Okay. A single opt-in is way easier. It's like, oh my gosh, everybody can sign up. It's super simple. It's like crazy simple. I don't have to do a lot of worrying about them having to check their email, blah, 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 right? So it's super simple. But the one drawback with a single opt-in is that there is potential to get a ton of fake email addresses. Okay? And here's my example to tell you why you should never use a single opt-in. Because there's a lot of people out there that do a thing called lead magnet funnel, well, where they're giving away an ebook or they're giving away a report or they're giving away free training. And all you have to do to get it is sign up to the email list, right? If it's a single opt-in, it'll take you straight to the product and you can put in any email you want to. So I can put in batman@dccomics.com and get straight in to get that product. And I've given them a fake email. And what the agreement is when you do a lead magnet funnel is I will give you this if you give me your name and email, right? So you don't want people to be able to give you fake information because you're trying to build a list, right? So the double opt-in will make sure that when you're building your list, they have to confirm their email. So you know once it's confirmed, it is a valid email. They have to actually go in and confirm that email. So as you're building your list, nobody's going to be sent a single email unless they've confirmed. They've done that double opt-in. You've got a much better list. You've got a better chance for the emails to arrive to a valid email address. You've got a much better chance that people will open your email, and you've got a much better chance that people will actually click the links. Why is this important? Because we're trying to get our email to go into the inbox and not spam, right? The more emails you send out that bounce, the more emails you send out that are never opened, the more emails you send out that no link is ever clicked, you are not helping your reputation rate, right? You have a reputation score that's attached to these emails. If you've got a better open rate, you've got a better link click rate. I can't say that very well, but a link click rate. So open rate, link click, that's going to help your reputation. Also, if the users whitelist, not white label, but whitelist your email, that actually increases your reputation. So all of this is influencing whether your emails get sent into inbox or into spam. So it is always better to go with the double opt-in. Now with GDPR and the things that are happening in Europe, the double opt-in is becoming like necessary now. I don't think very soon that a single opt-in is going to even be acceptable. So you guys need to be ahead of the times. You need to be moving with the times. So let's go ahead and say double opt-in is the best way to do it. It's a little bit harder. You have to do a couple more steps, but it's totally worth it. And once you learn how, it's not even hard anymore. It's actually kind of fun. So stick with it and do that double opt-in. It's going to make your list a lot better. Gabriel?
Yeah, a question. Even though we're going to use the double opt-in option, don't they, once they enter their name and email, don't they get on the list automatically, even though they have to go to confirm it? Does the email get on my list before they confirm it, even though they didn't confirm it yet? Yes or no?
Yes, they will go on the list, but they're on the list as unconfirmed, which means they're not going to get any emails that are supposed to go out.
So then the idea is go back to your list, amend the list, whatever, clean it, and just get everybody out that is not confirmed.
That's exactly it. So later on, if you've got a lot of people that are unconfirmed, you can just remove them. Okay. Karen?
Is there a way to send them that confirmation email again?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
Sorry.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think there's a way to resend the confirmation email.
Maybe that could go on the to-do list.
That's a really good question. So I'm going to put that in my.
If it was a fake, if it was a fake email, you won't be able to send it anyway.
No. If it's fake, you know, and she got in there with Minnie Mouse at cartooncentral.com, then obviously you're not going to want to resend that. But if it looks valid, they maybe just didn't see it. They forgot to go back and do it. I also needed to know, do the opt-in expire? Some people will, you only have 24 hours or 48 hours, and then that permissions expires, or that confirmation.
No, the opt-in, as far as confirmation, that never expires. So if they joined your list that didn't confirm yet, and then a year later they saw that email and they went, oh gosh, I got to confirm, and then click the link. As long as they're still on your list, you haven't cleaned them off as unconfirmed, they'll actually come in as confirmed. It's quite funny, but yeah, by that time you'll probably have cleaned your list and you won't have any more unconfirmed on there.
Would you not recommend, Shelley, that we go in and confirm them? I found where you can actually confirm somebody.
Nope, you can. You can actually go in there to all the people that are unconfirmed and one by one confirm them. Don't do that. Number one, it's if you have anybody from the European nations, that's illegal. You're not allowed to do that. They have to confirm their email address. That's part of the GDPR stuff. And number two, if they haven't gone in and checked their email and confirmed themselves, you don't need to do that for them. That needs to be their choice, not your choice, right? So I would not manually confirm them.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But that is why I'd like to resend. So, because some people delete it by mistake and they have it auto delete, you know, it doesn't stay in their trash or whatever. So I would like to do that. So thank you.
I will absolutely post that to the developers. I think we've had that question before, but I don't remember ever actually submitting it to the developers. So I will submit that to them again and see if I can get an answer on it. Okay.
Shelly, just a suggestion. There is a software, another service out there. It's called Xverify, but it uses a Java code that you have to embed into your opt-in page, and automatically they get a pop-up saying, hey, the email you entered is an invalid address. Enter in a good email. So that gives them, if they put a fake email, they're not going to go farther anywhere. They cannot pass that page. You know what I mean?
If you would, can you do me a favor, Gabriel? And can you put the link to that in the chat so that everybody here on the live can actually access it?
Sure.
And then say the name of it again so that anybody listening that's not on the live can actually check it out.
It's called Xverify. Xverify.com. I just put it in the chat. So
fabulous. So it's the letter X and then the word verify.com. So check that out if you are interested in adding that to your website. So thank you very much, Gabriel, for sharing that. I appreciate it. So any questions so far about what we're covering with the subscriber list? Any other questions? Fabulous. Let's move on. I'm going to share my screen again. I love the questions so far. You guys are asking fabulous questions, and you're also adding a value to the lesson. So thank you again, all of you guys, for doing the wonderful participation that you are doing. So, so we talked about double opt-in or opting in. We also have the choice of a double or single opt-out, which means they have to do one thing to opt out of your list or two things to opt out of your list. Well, guess what? I don't want to keep anybody captive on my email list. If they want out, I'm going to let them out. So I just let them do a single opt-out, make it as easy as possible for them to get out of my list. So I just don't want to make it hard for them if they really, really want out. So typically in all of my lists, I'll do a double opt-in and then a single opt-out to make it really easy, okay? So that is our opt-in and opt-out options. And I want you to really think about those, because once we set up our opt-in form, we're gonna go back to the opt-in because we have to understand what's happening with our opt-in before we can set up our some things in our opt-in form, okay? So if you need to review this part for sure, and make sure you understand it. And be sure to ask questions. Questions are good. The next field is tags. Now, we don't have any tags set up here, but tags are a way to kind of put stickers on people to identify them in a certain way so that later on we can send emails to only those people that have certain tags. Since we don't have any tags set up yet, there aren't any available. So we're going to leave that empty. And we're going to move on. If we have time in this course, in this boot camp, we'll actually cover tags a little bit. Everybody cross their fingers that we have time because tags are awesome. They're really cool. So I'm going to click next. And now I'm going into the fields that I want to use for my subscriber list. And these are the fields that collect information about your subscriber. So by default, you have to include the email field. It's not going to let you delete that one ever. But you have a lot of choices on what else you want to add. So you can add the first name, you can add last name, you can add some GDPR stuff to make your opt-in form GDPR compliant. And then you can add any of these fields right here. So we can add a text field, we can add a date time field, we can add a phone prefix field. For me, I'm in Mississippi, northern part, so my prefix is 662. I can do a drop-down field. I can do a text area. The difference between the text field and text area is text field is a limited amount of text. Text area is when you want them to write a paragraph, okay? You can add a phone number field. You can add a multi-select field where they can select more than one item. You can add a checkbox field, a date time field, and a radio field. If you don't know what radio is, that's where you've got multiple options and there's little circular buttons and you pick one of those items. If you pick another one, it will unselect the one that you already clicked and select the new one that you clicked. So that's the radio fields. So lots of different fields that you can use to collect information to add to your mailing boss list. Now, let me look at your eyeballs again, because before I move on, I want to explain to you, the more information you collect in Mailing Boss, the hairier it gets to process that information, okay? Mailing Boss is set to collect email and name. If you start to collect more than that, it gets a little hairy, especially if you collect a lot of information, like you collect address 1, address 2, city, state, zip, phone number. Mailing Boss doesn't do a really good job of organizing that information so you can see it clearly. So soon, we're going to have a CRM added to Mailing Boss. And that CRM will help to organize that information a little bit better. So you can see it better, you can process the information better, and you can actually deal with that information in a way to be able to do special things with it now that you've collected that information. So we're super duper excited about that. And we're hopeful, everybody cross their fingers, we're hopeful that that'll be a part of the July 4th Builderall 3.0 relaunch. So we're all gonna hope that we get to see that really, really soon. So just a reminder, I just want you to know this clearly, the more information you collect in Mailing Boss, the hairier it gets to organize that information and see it all. But we are working on a solution to make that better. Karen.
Can you, well, it's hairy in Mailing Boss, is there an export CSV that we can put it into something more organized to work with? But they're already opted in, so we're good for that. Okay, great. So I can put that into my existing CRM until this one's ready, and then, but I still have their opt-in, so I'm still safe to do whatever I want within there. Okay, great.
I probably won't have time to show you how to export the information, but because that's a pretty advanced, and we're going to go through a lot of stuff in this training that is not quite that advanced. But if you know anything about Zapier, if you don't know anything about Zapier, that's okay too. But if you do know a little bit about Zapier, you can actually pull the information out and put it into Zapier, and then actually do anything you want with it after that. So you can send it to a Google spreadsheet to see that information better. You can export it into another CRM if they have Zapier set up for it. So there's like a ton of things that you can do. And it's actually, I am the Zapier queen. I'm having so much fun with Zapier. And it's not hard to figure out how to pull it out of Mailing Boss or out of Builderall and send it into like a Google spreadsheet or another CRM or another program to be able to really treat that information well. But again, you won't have to do it very much longer because we're doing that CRM, and hopefully we'll see that really, really soon in the next few months. We can start really getting a handle on that data and being able to process it well, so we can continue to build that relationship with that customer because we can keep all that information on them. Okay.
But there's not a CSV export as much as you would need to use Zapier.
There is.
I mean, Zapier is automated, obviously. It's not manual. That's a benefit. But if I just wanted to go and download everything, I could if I figured that out.
Yeah. When we go through all of the training, I'll show you ways that you can like pull out the information into a CSV file. So no worries about that. But my favorite method is still Zapier, because
Shelly, Zapier Queen, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, as you know, my regular site, which is an e-commerce, is off-site. So I've been using Zapier to import my orders into a mailing list in Mailing Boss. And what I noticed the last few days, because I just really set it up recently, is I'm getting some errors, and it seems to be that they're errors because they already are on the contact list. Do you know if there's any way that you can, with Mailing Boss, that you can set it up so that you don't get an error, so that it just doesn't include it, or is that?
I'm going to show you how to do that when you are setting up an opt-in form and you get that really funky page that tells you the user's already subscribed. But as far as like Zapier, I don't know a way to prevent that.
Okay, I didn't know if this, so I just kind of been just checking it just to make sure. So I get these errors, and I'm like, ah.
Yep. I have the same issue because I Zapier a lot of stuff in, and it gives me an error too.
I'm kind of just saying, okay, it's a temporary thing because I'm gonna move my e-commerce store over, and then I won't have the problem, and maybe I don't even need to use Zapier at that point.
Yeah, I'm excited too because I have the same issue where I have a store.
I know you do.
and I'm ready to move it all over. So I'm just kind of waiting on Builderall's new e-commerce, and then I'll move everything over. So we're in the same boat, and I think both of us are going to be really happy after July the 4th. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again. You're so welcome, Bonnie. So again, I'm right here in the fields. These are the fields or the data that I'm collecting. I must collect the email. And then always for me, standard, I want to actually collect the first name as well. Those are the very least I want to collect for me, is the first email, first name and email. And why do I want to collect the first name? Why can't I just collect the email? If I'm doing just the email list, why do I need the first name too? I love the first name because when I send out emails to them, I can put the first name tag in there and call them out by name when I send that email. So I can say, hello, Shelly, instead of hello, friend. If you guys have ever got an email that says, hello, friend, you're like, what the crap? They couldn't even call me out by name. I'm not your friend. So you want to make it personal every opportunity that you get. And MailingBoss lets you do that by allowing you to add that first name tag into the emails so you can call them out by name. So definitely pull in that first name field so you can use it in your emails. So I always do. So those are the two minimum that I'm going to collect as far as data for my subscriber list. You can do any more that you want to, but these two for me are standard. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down, and I'm going to click Save Changes. And so it saved all my changes. And now what it's going to do is take me through all the stock, S-T-O-C-K, all the stock emails and stock pages that it has for me. These are the default emails and the default pages that show up if I do not set up my own pages in my own emails. So for example, when somebody subscribes to my list and it's a double opt-in, they'll actually get this exact email that says, please click here to confirm your subscription. That is a stock email. This is the default. I have the ability right now to change this to say anything I want to. I can add these elements in here to make it pretty. I can change any of the wording here. The only thing I need to make sure stays in there is that click here, because if you don't have it, they cannot click there to confirm. You need to make sure that the subscribe URL, that's a tag right there. When you see these brackets, that's a tag. So it's going to automatically put the subscribe URL in there for you. And then you need to absolutely make sure that the company name information stays there because of the canned spam laws. And actually, if you remove that, it will not let you continue. It will say you've made a grave error. You've deleted the company information. You have to put it back in there. Okay, so don't delete the company name. Don't delete the subscribe URL. And do not remove the click here. The list name, you can remove that because I may have a wacky name for my list and I don't want them to see that list name. So you can remove that and put in whatever you want. Okay, you can also change the subject. So if you want to change it to Shelly from Team Awesome tells you how to confirm your email, right? Or something like that. So you can change it to whatever you want as far as the subject and then change the information here. Just remember to keep the important things, which are the click here, subscribe URL, and company name, okay? Once you make the changes that you want for the confirmation email, you're gonna click Save and Next. And then once you go through there, it's gonna take you to another stock page this time. The last one was a stock email. This one is a stock page. So if you do not make your own pending subscribe page, this is the one that will show up. And you'll see me typically call this an email confirmation page. And this is the page that tells them, don't forget to confirm your email address. Step 1, check your email. Step 2, click confirm here. Step 3, welcome to the list, right? So you're giving them instructions by creating that email confirmation page. So you can create that, and then this page will not show up. If you do not create this page, then this page will show up, and it is a butt ugly page. So don't use this page, make your own. It's too easy to make your own, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and click Save and Next. And then the next thing it shows us is the unsubscribe confirm email. Unsubscribe confirm email. So if they unsubscribe to your list, which every single email that you send out will have an unsubscribe URL, that's part of the CAN-SPAM Act. If they click that, then they're going to get an email that says, please click here to unsubscribe from your list. And so you can change this to say anything you want. The only thing you need to make sure to not change is the click here link, the unsubscribe, and the company name, because all of those need to be in there. All the rest you can change, including the subject line. And again, you can use these elements on the side to pull in to make it pretty if you want to make it pretty. So I'm going to click Save and Next. And then I have the welcome email. Now, by default, the welcome email, the stock welcome email, is turned off. But if you decide you want to send your email from here, you can set up your welcome email in this place. Now, I'm going to tell you why I turned this off. Because every subscriber list that I want to make my own welcome email, and I want to do it inside of an email sequence. So when I go to edit all my emails, the welcome email is there. I don't have to go to a different place to edit my welcome email. So by default, this is actually off. When I go through the subscriber list settings, if you want to turn it on, I will show you how to turn it on. So you can use the welcome email in the stock emails if you want to. You don't have to, but you can choose to actually use the stock welcome email if you'd like to. And all this is the very first email that goes out to your subscriber list. So as soon as they click confirm, this one gets sent out immediately, okay? Again, you can change anything in this email. You just want to make sure that you keep the click here button and you keep the company name. Those are the two important things, okay?
Shelley,
go ahead.
Is this where you would put in whitelist, how to whitelist the email on the welcome email?
No, I would actually do it on the email confirmation page.
On the confirmation, okay.
And it's the confirmation page, not the confirmation email.
Email is the page, actually the page, right?
Yeah, so when they opt into your email list, so they fill out that form and hit submit, it's going to be the next page they land on, which is the email confirmation page. Right. And on that page, you'll have instructions on how to confirm their email. And then you can also put instructions on how to whitelist your email address so that anytime you send them an email, it will go into their inbox. Okay?
Right.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and click Save.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And now we've gone through all of the stock pages and all of the stock emails that we have to set up before we ever start actually using this list. And if you ever want to go back to those to edit them, they're right here in the pages area. If you click that button, here they all are. And there's actually more than what we've already seen. These are the pages. So this is the subscribe form page, the pending subscribe, the subscribe confirm, update profile. So you can see there's a lot of pages that you can configure if you want to use them. And then of course, there's a lot of stock emails. These are the automatic emails that go out. So the subscribe confirm email, the unsubscribe confirm email, the welcome email, which is by default turned off, and then the subscribe confirmed approval email. There's actually a way you can set it up so that nobody's actually confirmed until you approve them. So that's the email that goes out if you go in and actually approve them for your list. So that's another step you can take to make sure that your list only has the people in there that you want to have in there, okay? And that will be the email that goes out if you approve them. So that's in the pages area of your subscriber list dashboard. So we're here in the subscriber list dashboard. This is where it takes us after we're done doing all those initial settings, but you're not done. Okay, we've created the subscriber list and it's actually ready to go. It will take subscribers now. If you want to send in subscribers, it will take them. But to me, it's not ready. And it's because I'm obsessive compulsive and I like things a very certain way. So here's the things that I go in and set up after the fact. Okay, so the first thing I do is go into the fields area. So when I click the fields, it's going to show all of the fields that I've already set up, which for me, you guys watch me do it. I chose to have the email field and the first name field, but they're in the wrong order. Never, ever do I like the email first. I like the first name to show first and then the email. So if you want that to happen, you need to rearrange the order, okay? So to do that, all you need to do is go into this area right here that's called sort order. And I'm going to put the email field as number 2. So I'm going to click this little down arrow and choose 2. And then the first name field, I'm going to change that order and make it number 1. And what that does is it flips the order so that first name is first and then email is second. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that both of these fields are required, right? So the email field is required. That means they have to fill out this field or they're not going to be able to go forward. But the first name by default is not required. But I'm insistent that I want a first name because I want to be able to call them by name on their emails. So I'm going to change that to yes. So now it's going to be a required field. And now, because I've set everything the way I want it, so first name field is going to be first in the sort order. Email field is going to be second in the sort order. And both of them are required. A couple of other little things that you may want to set, it's up to you. First of all, you want to make sure that all your fields are visible. That means your user can actually see them on the opt-in list. And then if you want to help them understand what they need to do to fill out that field, you can put in some help text. So for example, if you had a paragraph field, a text area field, and you wanted them to type a short bio about themselves, you can type in right here, type in a short bio. And that way they know what you are wanting in that field. So that's help text. And then default value means, do you want to put something in there that's already filled out in the field, and then they have to actually change it later? So for example, the first name, there's like a ton of Bobs out there, B-O-B. So there's a good chance that when people are filling out your form, their name is Bob. So you can actually have it as a default value, but then they can change it to Shelly if their name is Shelly. So you can set that default value to anything you want it to be. And then when they go to fill it out, they can change it. Usually I don't put a default value in there at all. I just leave it blank. And that means the field is going to be blank so they can put whatever information they want in there. Okay. So those are the 2 fields. We got them all set the way we want it. So I'm going to click Save Changes. And there we go. We're taken back to our field list, but I want you to notice that first name is first and email is second. Now the world is right. It's definitely in position and correct. And now we can move on to continuing to set up our subscriber list. So I'm going to go back to the dashboard, Mailing Boss dashboard, and I'm going to show you how to get into the subscriber list overview, the subscriber list dashboard, so you can continue to make edits. So going back to the Mailing Boss dashboard is super easy. All I have to do is click this little icon right here. It'll take me all the way back to the beginning. And I want to show you a couple things on the dashboard. The last list that I made shows up as a card right here. Okay, so I can easily get into this list and start editing the settings for this list. But I also have a couple of icons that I can use here. So the first one is overview. This is going to take me to the subscriber list dashboard. That's where we were just a few minutes ago. This little icon right here is update. It allows me to make changes to the subscriber list. We're going to go into that in a minute. This little icon right here shows me all the subscribers I have for this list and for this list only. The gear section allows me to go to the email, stock pages, and stock emails. Okay, so if you want to change the stock emails or the stock pages, you can click that gear and you can edit them. This button right here allows me to duplicate the list. This button right here allows me to do import, export, and copy. And I think, Karen, you're the one that asked about that. You can actually export the entire list into a CSV file and then process that information however you want, okay? Import is actually limited. You're limited the number of users you can import. If it's, I think, more than 500 users, you have to go through support. And let me look at your eyeballs so you definitely understand this. When we first started Builderall a couple years ago, it was unlimited that you can import users, right? And people were doing that. They were importing thousands of users. And what they were doing was they were going out and scraping lists. Do you guys know you could do that? You can scrape emails, just steal them off of the internet, right and left. And that's what they were doing. They were stealing those emails, then importing them into MailingBoss, and then sending out like 10, 20, 30 emails a day to those email addresses. So they were spamming them heavily, which was really, really bad for Builderall, right? So what Builderall had to do was they had to take action to make sure that this didn't happen anymore. So they limited what you can import into MailingBoss yourself. So if you have a list that's larger than 500, then you just contact support and you verify to them that it is a clean, good list. And they'll ask you a few questions. Just be honest with them and tell them how you got the list and what you're doing with the list. And once you answer those questions, they'll give you the ability to import those people in, okay? If it's over, I can't remember the number. I think it's if you have over 5,000 in your list or 10,000 in the list, something like that. If you have a huge list, they're gonna require that you run it through InboxPath first and get it clean. That's what InboxPath does, is it goes through and checks all of those emails and it takes out the ones that bounce or that are invalid and only keep the ones that are actually valid emails. And then you can take that list and put it into MailingBoss and actually use it to email. So if you have a huge list, you have to do some extra measures to get it into MailingBoss. But I want you to remember, as much as that is a pain in the butt, that's protecting you. So it is a pain in the butt to have to contact support and import your list. You're like, I swear it's a real list. I did it in GetResponse or I did it in Aweber. It doesn't matter. You still have to go through support because we're protecting MailingBoss to make sure that we don't have the spamming stuff that we had before. And then of course, if your list is huge, like 10,000 people, you want to run it through InboxPath anyway to make sure you've got valid emails. Okay, so it's okay to get a little frustrated, but do what they ask you to do so you can get your list in there. Gabriel.
Yes, how many emails can you clean through InboxPath? How many emails, how big of a list?
I think you can do up to 10,000 per month.
10,000 a month, okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so that's a heck of a lot of emails. Do you guys have any more questions? Are you understanding everything so far? Yes? Okay, good. Tyree, my internet's kind of wigging out on me, so I can't tell if Tyree's doing a thumbs up or I have a question. Tyree, you got a question or just doing a thumbs up? Thumbs up, okay, good. All right, let's jump in and do a little bit more with subscriber list. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. And again, we stopped at import, export, and copy. The next thing is looking at all lists. So if I click this button, it will open up all my lists and I can see all of them in one screen. So from here, I can choose to go to the list overview. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna click overview. And that takes me to the subscriber list dashboard. And here's where I can do just about anything I want to with this subscriber list. So I can take a look at my subscribers, which right now there are 0. I can take a look at how many segments I have. We'll talk about segments in a little bit, probably in a few days. I can look at all my fields, right? Which is right now my first name and my email address. I can look at my stock pages and stock emails and edit them right here. I can look at the forms that are available for my subscriber list. Now, let me click that and show you exactly what that is. So I'm gonna go ahead and click forms. And right here, I have HTML code to create a form to put on any website, not just Builderall. So for you guys that still have websites that you built in ClickFunnels, in WordPress, in Weebly, Squarespace, Wix. Builderall has created a way that you can get the HTML code and put your form inside of those websites. Now, is it going to be pretty? Nope, it's not going to be pretty. But if you know a little bit of HTML code, you can make it pretty. If you do not know HTML code and you still want to make it pretty, contact some of our certified partners that are good at HTML, and they can fix this up for you lickety-split and make it really pretty. And then you can put it on any website you want to outside of Builderall. So the first one is the subscribe form. So you use this code right here, or you can use the iframe version. Either one will work. And if you want to access the unsubscribe form, you just click unsubscribe, and you can get that form, the HTML code or the iframe code. So either one will work. It's absolutely fabulous that you can actually use these across website builders. Okay, so you have the ability to add this form anywhere. As long as you can add HTML code, you can do it. The next button is import. If I click that, what it's going to do is bring up information that tells you contact support before you actually are able to import. Okay, so definitely talk to them and find out what you need to do to import your list. The next button is export. And when I click that, it allows me to take all the information I have about my subscribers, which right now is 00000. But if I had subscribers, I can actually export that list into a CSV file, and then I can process that information however I want to process that information. Okay, so you got a lot of power in these tools right here alone. So I'm going to go back to the main Mailing Boss dashboard, and I'm going to go back to my overview. So I'm all the way back into the subscriber list dashboard. And now there's a couple things I want to show you. And this is where it gets really hairy, because I'm going to show you some neat stuff that you're going to forget because there's so much stuff to remember. So hit record now, or get your pens ready to write this down, because you're going to want to know this later. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to quick links, and I'm going to go all the way down to where it says update list. Okay. So when I click that, it's going to take me back into those list settings, like what I saw at the very beginning when I was creating the subscriber list. But I've got some advanced features now that I didn't have before. Okay. One of those advanced features is down here, and it's called magically advanced. So I'm going to click advanced and scroll down, and we're going to take a look at what we can do in this advanced area. So first of all, I can change whether my list is double opt-in or double opt-out, or single opt-out or double opt-out. Okay, and this is really valuable because if you're testing, like say you're building a funnel and you're testing things, and you really don't want to go through the process of confirming the email and blah, 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 you can set it as a single opt-in while you're testing and then change it back to double opt-in after you're done. That seems to make things go a lot easier. So that's one thing that you can do in this advanced area. Also right here, the welcome email. Do you remember I showed you the stock welcome email? That's the email that will go out if you set this to yes. If you set it to no, that stock welcome email will not go out, and you can set that welcome email in your in your email sequence that you set up for your subscriber list. So if I set up 7 emails to go out, the first email will be my welcome email. And that way I don't have to do this welcome email, which would be in a completely different place. Okay, so you have choices. If you want to use that stock welcome email, you absolutely can, but I like it better being a part of my email sequence. So for me, this is always set to no. Now, this one right here, subscriber not found redirect. This is for if you're checking to see if a subscriber exists. I haven't had a need to use this yet, so I've always kept that blank. But this is the one that I want you to write down, circle, underline, highlight. Make sure that you remember this, tuck it in the back of your brain. Because a lot of times what happens is you'll be filling out an opt-in form and you'll use the same email address that you've already used previously. And it will give you that stock page. And that stock page is so ugly. So you can actually create your own web page that says, congratulations, you're already subscribed. And you can put the URL of that page right here. And that way, if they fill out the opt-in form and they're already on your list, it will go to that page and say, congratulations, you're already subscribed. Okay, so that is an important page, because if they try to subscribe again and then they get that butt ugly stock page, it doesn't look professional. It doesn't match your website. But if you create a page that matches the colors of your website and the design of your website, and then you put the URL in here, and they actually try to opt in a second time, they'll just get sent to your pretty page that matches your website. So it's all about creating that consistency throughout your website, okay? So definitely underline, circle, highlight, and copy that, because that's when you'll want to know about later. You may not think about it again after today's training, but you will run into that problem where you're testing a funnel and you use the same email and it takes you to that stupid stock page. What you'll need to do is create a subscriber already exists page and then send them to that by creating that URL right here, okay? Also, you have the ability to approve people that sign up to your list. And that's being really strict, but if you want to really be strict about your website, you can do that. And to do that, all you do is change this from no to yes. And then you can manually go in there, and even though they may be confirmed, they won't receive anything until you've approved them, okay? I have never said that because I do not want to have to go in there and manually approve anyone. The whole thing about using Builderall is to automate things, and that's not an automated method, so don't use it unless there's a definite reason for you to use that. And then we've got the from name, and I want you to notice that the from name, from email, and reply to email are all the stock information that I set up when I set up my default information when I first set up MailingBoss. So this is my default information. If I want my default information to be different, I have to change it here. And this is where you change it. You're going to add your from name, whatever you want it to be, your from email. You have to make sure that this email is verified in a MailingBoss so that it can send from this email. And then your reply to, and remember to use no reply at, and then your domain that you're using, okay? So this is where you set up that information if you want it to be different than your default information. I'm gonna take a look at your eyeballs to make sure you know that. Everybody understand that? Okay,
so
fabulous.
For any campaign that we send out, we can set up different domains, different emails in that particular area.
You can actually go into each individual email and change that information too, but I don't suggest that. That's a lot of work. I would suggest changing at the subscriber level, and then every email that goes out for that subscriber list goes out with the same information. It is a pain in the butt to go into each email and change it. And let me give you another clue. Do this, change this default information. If you want it to be different, change it before you add your email sequence. Everybody listen to me?
Yeah.
Change it before you add your email sequence. Write that down. That's really important, because what's going to happen is if you do not change it before you change your email sequence, it's going to grab that default information and put it in there for you. And then you'll change it on the subscriber list, but your email sequence will be wrong. Okay, so change it before you add your email sequence so that your email sequence has the right information. Okay, how do I know this? How do I know this? Because we did this wrong, right? We had it all set, and we were doing some solo ads for my team, and I about 10 people, I guess, 10 or 15 people signed up to do solo ads all together as a group. And so we did the email list for them, the email sequence. Mark Hayden actually is fabulous with solo ads, and he manually went in and created, I think it was either 5 or 7 emails that were all different for each person. So you can imagine 10 people, 7 emails. That's 70 individual emails that he created, right? So we went in and told everybody to create a subscriber list, and then we would send them their emails for them, right? What we failed to do is tell them, make sure in your default information for your subscriber list that you have the exact email that you want to use. So they didn't know that. We didn't know, we didn't think to tell them. And so when those emails got sent in, they just took the default of whatever their subscriber list was at that moment. So even if we went in and changed it later, all the emails were already set and good to go. So we had to go back in and manually go through all 70 of those emails and change the default from and reply to email address. So listen to me now and hear me later. Do this before you create your email sequence so that all your emails get the right from email and reply to email. Okay? Got it? Okay, good.
There is a question in the chat you might want to check from Judy.
Oh, okay. Judy says, if we want to read the Builder All blogs, it is a membership site. So do we have to pay for it to be able to watch them? Is it incorporated? I'm not sure I understand, Judy. If you want to read the Builder All blogs, it is a membership site. Are you talking about the blog that's on builderall.com?
If you go into the Builderall blog, when you go in there to read it, it's got a pop-up and it says you have to pay for it. It's a membership site.
Oh, let me take a look at it because it's not supposed to. So hold on just a second, you guys. I'm going to double check that because
I think it's something Wendell put out. I think that's his site.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think you're right there.
Yeah. No, it's not the one that he just put there for everybody.
Not. Oh, right.
Let me click the blog. It takes a minute to load because I have like 50 million windows open. So come on, baby. You can load. You can do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Mama needs a new pair of shoes. Load, load, load.
Hey, Shelly. While you're waiting for that to load, I had a question. I set my website up as like a membership site because you have to be 18 to enter the site. I had my wife's sister-in-law contacted me because she forgot her password. Is there any way in Mailing Boss to send them like, click this link and change your password? Is that going to be covered?
It won't be covered in this training because that's actually on the website itself. It's not actually, it's not a part of Mailing Boss. So that will be covered when we do membership sites. I'm not sure when that is on the schedule, but when we do membership sites, I will take you in and show you exactly how to go in and change those settings, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, here's the Builderall blog, and Builderall blog itself is not going to a membership site. So what you were looking at, Judy, might have been actually something that Wendell created. And he's actually giving away his 99 book PLR product, which is fabulous. So all you have to do is message him and say that you registered, and he'll go in and approve you so that you can log in. Okay? So just message Wendell and let him know that you've registered, and he'll go in manually and approve you. And make sure to say that you're a part of the boot camp. Okay? Got it? Okay, good. Any other questions so far?
Somebody else. It's for someone else who's a member. We're having messages backwards and forwards while we're in here.
Oh, awesome. Hopefully they're good messages. Any other questions so far about what we're covering with subscriber lists?
Hey, Shelly.
John, yes.
On the redirect, you're creating a page on your website, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, what will happen, John, is if you do not, it will go to the stock page. And the stock page, I cannot express to you enough, it is butt ugly. Not just ugly, but butt ugly. So you want to make your own page so that it matches your colors, it's got your logo on it, it's designed so that it flows well with your website, so that if they happen to do your opt-in twice, they will get your page and not the butt ugly page. Does that make sense? Yeah, all the stock pages are butt ugly. That's just the way it is. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to our subscriber settings. And we're going to look some more. So I'm going to go back into MailingBoss. And we're still in just the advanced settings of our subscriber list. So remember, this is the area that you want to change before you put your email sequence together, okay? Then you can actually put the default subject line for your emails, but don't do that because you want each of your emails to be different. So you can just leave that blank. And then this one, create tag with list field values. I always set that to no. You want complete control over your tags. And if you start playing with tags and you set tags to start setting up in obscure places like this, you will never find those tags to disable them if you don't need them. I just actually spent a couple hours the other day with one of our Builderall people. She had, one of the things we dealt with was a random tag that was showing up. She goes, I don't even know where this tag is coming from. So we had to really do like 10 layers of looking to find out where that tag was at. This is one of those obscure areas. So wait until you get tag training until you actually use tags, okay? And we'll go through hopefully a little bit of tag training before we're done with our 7 days, all right? All right, so those are the advanced settings. That's just this button right here. The next one I'm gonna go to is notifications. So I'm gonna click that button. And this is so incredibly cool, you guys. If you wanna get an email, every time someone subscribes to your list, you can actually set this subscribe to yes. So I'm gonna click it and choose yes. And then I'm gonna put my email right there. And that way, every time I get a new subscriber, it will email me and it will say, congratulations, Shelly, you got a new subscriber. And it is actually really exciting until you get 1,000 subscribers. And then you're like, I'm so done, I'm setting it to no.
Is that when you get to cha-ching?
Yeah, we need to do that for the cha-ching, right?
Yeah, you have to show us that. Yeah, really, I'd love to get that one.
I love it too. But here's a really cool feature that you may not know, and I'm giving you a golden nugget. Are you ready for a golden nugget? You can actually set this to not email you, but to email Zapier. If you know anything about Zapier, you can set it to email Zapier, and then you can do something called parsing, where you grab the information that you want to pull from that email that it sends. So you can grab the first name and you can grab the email. And then from Zapier, you can do anything you want with that information. So you can send it to a Google spreadsheet. You can send it to any other program that uses Zapier. So you can automate a lot of things by setting up this to send straight to Zapier and then do whatever you want to with it once it gets into Zapier. If you don't know a lot about Zapier, that's okay, because you can actually jump into Zapier, get a free account, and start playing with Zapier. And once your brain starts to understand what Zapier can do, you'll never sleep again. It's that simple. You think Builderall keeps you up at night, Zapier will keep you up at night with all the cool stuff that you can do. So that's just a nugget that you can tuck there somewhere so that when you start working with Zapier, you can actually use that as the email that you send. So instead of sending it to yourself, you're sending it to Zapier. Then you can parse that information out, grab that first name, grab that email. If you're collecting more information, like you're collecting the address, city, state, zip, phone number, you can pull all that information out and put it into a Google spreadsheet. How cool is that?
How do you spell it?
Yep. So hold on a second, I gotta wipe my nose. Oh my gosh. All I can say is thank you, grandbabies. Anyway, so definitely some really cool stuff that you can do with that, just that email field, and either being able to send it to yourself or send it to Zapier and process that information. Okay.
Shelly, how do you spell it?
Zapier. I'll put it into the chat. Zapier. There you go. And I'll share my screen again. With sending subscribers to your email, you can also choose to send unsubscribers to your email, right? So if someone unsubscribes to your list, you can choose to have them sent to your email as well. And I don't know about you guys, but when people unsubscribe to my list, I tend to stalk them and find out, why did you unsubscribe? And it's not because I'm trying to get them to come back. It's because I'm trying to find out, what could I have done better to keep you on that list? So it's not really a bad idea to collect the unsubscribers so you can stalk them and find out more information about why they left. So that's not a bad thing to set to yes, unless you're getting a bazillion of them and you just can't contact all of them. But you can set it to start to stalk them if you want to. And stalking to me is always fun. Anyway, I'm going to go to subscriber actions. That's the next button. So I'll click that. And this one is so funny, you guys. Every time I teach this, I have to reread what it does. But this is the action when they subscribe. So when they subscribe to this list, I can also subscribe them to another list. The only other list I have right now is email marketing. So if I want them to be on both lists, I can actually set it. So as soon as they're added to this list, they're also added to this other list. Okay. Why is that important? Because you may have a different email sequence going out for each list. And so you want them to get both of those email sequences, but you don't necessarily want them in the same list because you're doing different things with those lists. So there are times when you may want them, the same user, in different lists. Okay. The next one is the action when they unsubscribe. So if they unsubscribe from this list, you can set it so they're also automatically unsubscribed to another list. And if I had multiple lists, I could check mark all of them. So they could be unsubscribed to more than one list at a time. So those are subscriber actions. And they're just a way to automate things so that they're easier for you to handle, adding them from one list to another to another. And you'll find out as you're building email sequences that sometimes you want to keep lists and email sequences separated so that you can send out only this email sequence to this list, but then a completely different email sequence to another list. Can you do this by using tags? Yes. Can you do this by using rules? Yes. So there's lots of ways to do that. This is just one of them, is creating separate lists and separate email sequences. Okay?
Shelly.
Yes.
So you mean to tell me when a person subscribes into your list, if you have other lists without causing a problem, you can have them added to that list just through the subscribers action? That explains why I know I have opted out of 1,000 lists in some kind of way. I still get email from that same person, or when I'm unsubscribing, it says, it shows I'm unsubscribing from all the different lists they had me subscribed to when I know I didn't. And I've been wondering, how in the world could I do that too? And you just...
That's sneaky, isn't it?
Yes. Shelly is so awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so that's subscriber action. The next button is company details. So if I click that, surprisingly, this is the same information that you put into the first information that you put into MailingBoss, right? Your company information. So if you do not want the default information that's in MailingBoss, you can change all of that here. And I want you to notice that I actually did set up the default information. So if I want that to be different for this subscriber list, I can change my name, I can change the industry, the country, the zone, the mailing address, I can change any of this. And then this is the tags that will be used in your emails every time it goes out. This information will be sent with every single email. And why does it do that? Because of the CAN-SPAM law. You have to have your company information in there. And it has to be a valid address. So you can either use your physical mailing address of your home, which I do. Again, I've never had a stalker. And now that I've said that 50 times on public videos, I'll probably get a stalker. And again, as long as he or she brings me gifts, I'm cool with that. But then if you just really you have an aversion to using your home address, just use a business address that you have, a physical, like a PO box that you have, something like that. It has to be an address that is a valid address. And there are places that you can purchase a PO box and it will physically receive the mail for you. and you can either choose to go get it or have them send it to you. So there are solutions if you do not want to use your home address.
May I say something, Shelly?
Yeah, go ahead.
I was checking, and I'm glad you brought that up because I've been doing some address shopping over the past 2 weeks. And I found that UPS has boxes, PO boxes, but they give you a street address.
They do. That's exactly right. I don't know how much it is a month. I think it's a little on the high end.
Well, it's 20. It depends on which one you're gonna get. You have to pay three months in advance, and then the minimal amount is $27 a month. But they give you 24-hour access, and it comes with a few other benefits along with it that you don't get with the UPS. I mean, with United States Postal Service. But I found that one to be the better one versus the other options we have out there, like Regents and all of those.
Right.
Yeah, and considering we can create our own virtual office, if a person does not want to use their own address, that's an option I found to be available.
Fabulous. That is fabulous, fabulous information, Tyree. Thank you for sharing. And it is good to have a actual physical address rather than like a PO box. So that is a fabulous option. And less than $30 a month is way better than getting an actual brick and mortar office that you can use. Because we used to have a brick and mortar store, and that bad boy was about $1,200 a month. Way different than less than $30 a month. So that is great information, Tyree, and thank you for sharing. I really appreciate that. You see, there's just so many levels of awesome in this room. It's amazing. So let's go ahead and go back and share. And again, you want to change this information before you set up your email sequence. Okay, so before you set up your email sequence, go into these settings and change your from name, your from email, your reply to email, and then change your company details if you want to change your company details, and make sure that's all changed before you set up your email sequence. Okay, so you can change all that here. And all that does is it does not change your default mailing blast settings. It only changes the information for this subscriber list. So technically, you can have different information for every single subscriber list that you have. That is powerful stuff, because now you can start separating out products that you have, businesses that you run. You can separate them out and identify them individually by your subscriber list and by the information that you add to your subscriber list. So it's actually really, really cool stuff that you can separate that information out. So those are all the 4 buttons that are right here. Once you make the changes that you want to make, you're going to hit Save Changes. And then you'll be taken to the mailing list details. Oh, sorry, we just did that. So I'm going to click Save Changes. Oh, it's taken to the same place. So we're going to go back to our mailing list. So I'm just going to click this mailing blast icon. And it will have saved everything that we went through. So if I go to the overview again, I have everything changed. We talked about being able to see our subscribers, being able to look at our segments, which we'll talk about later. We can add to or delete or change our fields. We can work on our stock emails and stock pages, but those pages are ugly. We can go to quick links, and all of these areas in here, most of these are these buttons right here. So they're the same thing. So you can look at all lists. You can look at the list overview. You can look at list subscribers. You can look at the custom fields. You can look at the stock list pages. You can look at the embedded forms, which that's that button right there. You can look at the list segments, which is that button right there. And then of course you can always do the update list, which is where you go into the list settings. And that's where you can go to those advanced features, notifications, company details, all that information, so you can change it if you want to. Okay, so that is the list overview. So technically, we're done setting up the subscriber list. It's actually ready to go. And it only took us 2 hours to do it. But it goes a lot faster when you do it many times and you know actually where to do all this stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and stop there, and we'll start doing an email sequence tomorrow. And chances are that we will not get completely through creating an email sequence, because I'm going to try to create an email sequence of at least 5 emails. And we'll go through and add the sequence, edit the emails, do all the things that you need to do to make sure it's completely set up and ready to go. So it may take tomorrow and the next day to do that. So let me tell you what your homework is for tonight. Tonight, I know you're going to be surprised when I tell you this, but I want you to add a subscriber list. And I want you, once you add it, to go into that list update. And I want you to check out those advanced features, the notification stuff, the company details stuff. I want you to go through all of that, because what's going to happen, you guys, is you're going to forget some of those advanced things and like the notification area, because with Builderall and with Mailing Boss, there's just so much stuff to remember. So I want you to start trying to move that information from short-term memory into long-term memory. And to do that, it means you got to see it again. Okay, so jump in there tonight as homework and create a subscriber list and go to those advanced settings and check them out again. And then the second thing I want you to do is I want you to come up with 5 emails. Now, you're going to be like me, I'm positive. And you're going to start looking at a blank screen and you're going, oh my God, I can't do this. I can't even think of the first word for my first email, right? It's like when you're in high school and your teacher told you, I want you to write a paper and you can write about anything you want to. That was like the kiss of death, right? If she gave you a subject, at least you knew what you were writing about and you could start. But if she said, do it about anything you want to, oh my gosh, I would stare at a blank page for 2 days. So I don't want you to start with a blank page. So I'm going to show you where you can get some emails. Is anybody excited about that? All right, so I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you where you can get some emails to get started. So to get started, all I'm going to do is go to builderall.com. And then I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. Maybe. Page has got to load. All right, so I'm all the way down at the bottom of that page. So this is builderall.com. And there's a link called Elements. I want all of you to write this down. Elements. When you click that link, it's going to take you to a page that has amazing resources for you. And those resources include copies of the Builderall logo. It includes the colors that we use for the Builderall website. So if you want to use those colors to kind of make a Builderall style website, you can use those colors. It has the typical fonts that we use for the Builderall website. It has images that you can use for your website. It has fan page images that you can use for your Facebook fan pages. It has YouTube covers, YouTube banners that you can use if you want to create a YouTube channel. It has PowerPoint presentations. So if you want to do a presentation somewhere, you can grab the PowerPoint presentation, edit a little bit, and it'll be ready to go. It's got business card examples. So if you want to make business cards, you can actually do that. If you remind me tomorrow, I will try to make sure that I have a business card. Oh, wait, I have a business card handy. I didn't use this template. I actually used my own. And let me stop sharing a minute and I'll show you what mine look like. I think I've shared it a couple of times. Let's see if I can do this. The light is really funky. But you can see my Builderall business card. It's got my certified partner badge on there. And then I've got my address and my phone number and my email and all that kind of stuff. And then on the back, I actually put a list of all the tools that Builderall has. So they can actually see that and see all the different tools. So if you want a copy of that, just let me know. Just private message me and I'll send you a picture of it so that you can, again, copying is the best form of flattery. So if you guys want a copy of it and you want to build something similar, that is okay by me. I will send you a copy. So it has the Builderall business cards that you can either copy from here or you can copy the version that I did. I did mine in Vistaprint, so it's super duper easy. Then it's got Facebook and Instagram banners. So if you want some banners for either of those places, they are pre-made for you. It's got flyers. I've actually used these. I've done live training at our local library. In fact, when I did the training, it was standing room only. There were so many people that responded to the free training that we didn't have enough chairs. And so there were literally people just standing all in the room for like 2 hours as I was explaining Builderall and how to use it to start your own business. So it is a great way to meet new people, get people signed up with Builderall and get them started. And usually your local library will allow you to do it for free as long as you're not charging them anything to get them started. So Builderall has that 7-day free plan, so you can absolutely do that. Set up a live training, use these flyers, edit it just a little bit, and you're ready to put those out and get your live training going. It's also got some shared images, and these are fabulous. You can download these and use them anywhere you want to. And then here we go. Here's the money item. Here's email swipes. And here's one that's for a 5-week email. I think it's one going out a week. And then this one is a 7-day email sequence. So you can grab either one of these, both of these, it doesn't matter. Just grab them and use them as a starting point. You do not necessarily have to use them word for word. You guys are all talented. You have your own personalities, your own flair. So use these as a jumping off point, but do not copy these exactly. Put your own personality in there, your own flair, your own words, switch it up so we can hear you in those emails, okay? So those are available to you. And then we also have some videos that you can grab if you wanna start a YouTube channel and you wanna add some videos in there, you can actually grab those videos and add them in as well. So those are all the resources that you have under that Elements page. Be sure to access those emails so you can help yourself getting a 5-email sequence started. Okay, that way you don't have to start from a blank page. So is that exciting, you guys? Yeah, it is absolutely fabulous. I love it. So that will help you get an email sequence started. That way tomorrow, when we start going through and adding our email sequence, you can be actively thinking about putting that email sequence into Mailing Boss because will already have started working on getting your emails ready. Okay?
Got a question, Shelly.
Go ahead, Terry.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I was showing where we can get the emails from because I know there's training in Builderall Business to teach you how to do emails, or they could possibly go to Script Generator, but that right there saved me. My first question I have is in the back office where we have like emails that we can send out, like, you know, how, you know, where in the back where it gives you a format that you can follow for 365 days or something like that, where it has emails.
Yeah.
Is that available only for business accounts, or is it also available for $29.90 accounts?
They actually removed it. It is no longer on the dashboard at all. So they're revamping that, and I'm not positive they're going to bring it back, but here's hoping that they will bring it back because that was actually a really valuable tool. But I think there's still a link out there. You can access it. Just post in Facebook. Does anybody have the link to the 30-day daily task and the 365 resource? And somebody will post it for you. Dominic has it. Yeah. So what I would suggest is, Tyree, post in the Facebook group one of them that you need that resource, and then
it's already there. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Shelly. It's already on the support group in Facebook. I have answered to this question at least 3 times last 3 weeks.
Yeah,
so
because
you should be able to find the links there.
Awesome. So Arlise answered that already. So you can actually go into the Builderall support group and do a search and just type it like 365. And
type that.
Pull up that answer and you can find it. If you just cannot find it, it's impossible to find, repost, tag Dominic, and Dominic will post it. And the good thing is that if you do that, it will help everybody.
Yes.
Actually, in support, if you search my name, you'll find it. And somebody from Builderall gave me a Google Doc, and it's got a ton of stuff. It's got all the stock videos. It's got just tons of content.
Good deal. So definitely look that up. because I haven't seen that yet. So I'll search for that too, Dominic. Okay.
Great, because that saves me, because normally when I see resources like that, I know other people may need them in the future, and some may not ever be aware that it's there. So what I like to do, I like to I like to duplicate it right then, just in case it's taken away.
Yeah, I'll show you what I do. Tyree, I think you've seen me do this before, but I'm going to share it anyway. Let me share my screen. And what I've done is I've actually created a Google Doc, and then under my Builderall folder, I've got somewhere in here, it's gotten buried, important Builderall information, right? If I click that, it has all the important links that I need, all the important resources that I need. And it's funny because some people say, oh my gosh, Shelly, how do you get these answers so fast? This is why. Because when I get an answer like more, or question, the same question more than one time, I will just post the answer into this document. So when I see that question again, I can actually post an answer really fast. And this is a great resource for me. It's a great resource for anyone. If you want to build your own important Builderall information, it's just a simple Google Doc. And then as I find this information, I just add it here. And then I'm able to access it really fast.
What they say.
It helps me to not only keep track of that stuff for me, but also help other people really fast. Dominic?
Oh, I actually got to go. I got to get back to work.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll see you later.
Okay.
There's one other question I wanted you to make known, because someone is going to be watching these recordings, so they may not be aware of the different things you taught us. But you had mentioned Inbox Path earlier. I know that they have where we can go to Builderall affiliate and marketplace and get it there. But it's also on the menu list in our back office.
Right.
And to be able to, and I don't know if they may understand it's the same product, or if they may understand what it's about. So just for the people that may be watching this in the future, could you just briefly explain that?
Yeah, first of all, Inbox Path is a way to take your email list and clean it. And that's do for important, because you want clean, valid emails on your list so that when your emails are sent out, they hit that inbox, they are open, and the links that are in there are clicked. All that's going to increase your reputation to better allow you to get into that inbox. So Inbox Path allows you to clean that list to make sure that it's as good as it can be, okay? You can buy Inbox Path directly from your dashboard. If you go into your links on the left-hand side, I think it's special programs or special training or something like that. When you click it, Inbox Path is there, and you can buy it from there. But my suggestion is go to the Builderall Marketplace and apply to become an affiliate so that you can sell it, but you can also buy it from yourself and get like a refund on whatever commission you're going to get for selling it. So check that out on the Builderall Marketplace and apply to become an affiliate, and then buy it under your own affiliate link. Okay, Arlie?
Yes, Shelly. Hello, how you doing? First,
it's great. Been a while.
I miss you guys. I can imagine how it's been so long since I've listened to you, and finally I made it a bit late, but finally I could join. I just want to tell you how important the teaching you just made. It's been the second or the third time I've been listening, and I just realized that I was not even aware of half of what you just shared again. So just to give you, thank you so much for everything. The information is so precious, and I'm sending everyone I know from support to your teaching, because I told them that I'm not going to solve the whole process in just chatbots, in chatbotting like this. And I think people need just to take the time to understand there is just a way to do things in the right way. But it's very important to take the step-by-steps and come and listen and taking the time to understand the way to do things, because support is just trying to solve things, but we are not like teaching as you do. And sometimes the people doesn't have the mindset to understand the way to go to be able to create a simple list, which looks like simple, but not that simple in a way.
Right.
So this video especially is so precious. Really, thank you. You give me all the back to my brain, all the boxes where they are for. And thank you so much. This is
You're welcome so much. I enjoy this so much. And I love Mailing Boss. So it actually almost breaks my heart when I see people post in some of the groups, I hate Mailing Boss. It's like, oh my gosh, no, Mailing Boss is awesome.
Yeah, I've learned the hard way, Mailing Boss, you know, from the people who were asking me questions. And I was like, why do you have those problems? I don't have those problems.
Yeah.
And just because people are just don't do the thing in the right order, like what you were saying about the email. If you don't put it before creating the list, then forget it. After you have to go through the whole email list and go inside. And I've been doing it for people, they could not even find it.
Yep, it's great.
Maybe you have to show them where to find inside the mail to be able to change it, because it's another story. But
been there, done that, got the t-shirt.
Yeah, I've learned it from the questions, but it's the hardest way. The best way is to learn it straight from you, because then you can help others.
There you go. And another thing, Arlie, is this training has gone like 2 hours. So these are really long videos. So one of the ways to help yourself get through these videos and not go crazy is you can get a Google Chrome extension. And I never remember the name of this Google Chrome extension.
I got it from the...
Yeah, of all the things I remember, I never remember the name of this. I just call it the Video Speeder Upper. But I don't know what
the speed controller, Video Speed Controller.
Video Speed Controller, fabulous. That's the name of it.
My way to use these videos, Shelly, for people. That's the only way I can find something.
Exactly. So get that Google Chrome extension and install it. And what that allows you to do is take a video like this that's 2 hours long and speed it up so you can find what you're looking for. It doesn't do like a Mickey Mouse voice. It actually does the voice pretty well, so it's not like completely distorted. But you can actually speed it up to 1.5 times faster, 2 times faster, 3 times faster. And you can get through the junk that you don't need to get to the stuff that you need a lot faster. And then you can slow it down once you get to that place that you're looking for. Because this one is jam-packed with stuff, right? Today's lesson was jam-packed. And it's also got stuff that I promise you're going to forget. And it's not because you're stupid. It's not because you're slow. It's not because of anything, except there's so much to learn. And you just can't retain it all. So that's why I wanted to definitely tell you guys, mark this one down, because you're going to come up to that butt ugly page at some point that says user already exists. And you're going to go, oh my God, how do I fix this? And I want that little bitty thing at the back of the brain going, wait a minute, I think Shelly showed us how to fix that. Let me go back to that video that she told us 15 times to save.
I'm sending people on this bootcamp every single day. I send it like, please guys, go listen to the teaching, because it's not by writing tons of emails that we're gonna solve the whole understanding of the,
and it's so
the way
complicated. To do. And honestly, I've done this by chat and by pictures, and even by pictures and doing the arrows, click here, click there, click there. It's still hard to understand for them. And so it's really important to try to go through the training. I completely agree.
So I'm happy that I step out from this support training just to listen to you, because it's more valuable stuff than listening to question that people doesn't even understand the question they're asking. I'm serious. I'm telling you. Most of them, they are like trying to figure out a question. Please make it in English first and make it has a sense, because sometimes the question is like,
I deal with that too. It's actually a lot of fun. Trying to figure it out.
Yeah, because people are speaking from their mind, you know, so you feel like you know what they are talking about, but you are not able to get it.
Yeah. So. It's like a Rubik's Cube, where you're just trying to spin it a certain way to make sense out of it.
What?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so thank you so much.
I have every kind of Rubik's Cube. So I'm the queen of Rubik's Cubes. So if you have a Rubik's Cube that you need figured out, just send it to me. I'll do it for you. Phoenix, I think you might have had a question, and then I'll do David.
Yeah, I just wanted to add a comment to what Aurelie was saying. Now, you might have seen a couple of us pop in here who's actually been through about 4 months of certified training with Shelley, right? So that is 2 hours per day teaching like this for 4 months solid. All right. Now, Aurelie and I was in there. Bonnie was in there as well. And we are still in here learning about Mailing Boss because it just takes some time to get your head around it. It's as simple as that, like anything else. So don't feel too worried if you go through the videos a couple of times. We've been through some advanced intensive training, and we are still sitting here learning about Mailing Boss so that we can teach others or, troubleshoot for other people. So just hang in there, all right?
Fabulous. Definitely good words of advice. I love it, Phoenix. Thank you.
You're welcome.
David.
Yeah, I was just going to make one comment and ask you a question. The one comment is, out of all the many thousands in Builderall, we've got 15 participants here. What are they doing? Why can't they do they not want to learn? Aurelie, I absolutely agree with you 100% there. That this education is priceless for us. It's just priceless. And I cannot figure why people's brains are not coming in and saying, oh gosh, I'll go in and I'll learn. This is all for business. This is all to help us along in our business. We're getting it for free. Some of these so-called gurus, and I'll put it in inverted commas, charge so much money for this. I had one on to me there last year. He wanted to do a thing. Oh, I'll get one of my students to talk to you, blah, 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 blah. Do you know how much he wanted? 10 grand. I said, bye-bye. But there are people there and they're doing this.
So you're saying I could charge 10,000?
Oh no, yeah, right. Yeah, I'll get Mr. Biggers back, and I'll say, yeah, the incognito window. Yeah, but okay, that's the point. The point. I know that, and well done. But the point is, education is key to your business.
It is.
And everybody should realize that. Everybody. Now, the other thing, just a quick question on the elements there that you showed us, right? Mm-hmm. Are they all editable?
Like you're talking about the fields or the elements that are on the side
that we download? No, sorry, the elements at builderall.com down at the bottom where we can download all the images.
All of those are downloadable.
Every single one of them are editable though once we download them?
Yeah, some of them are in like a PSD format, so you have to have like Photoshop, but most of them you can edit in GIMP, which is free. Right. Photoshop is really expensive, but GIMP is free. So grab those and put them in GIMP, and it will separate out the layers for you so you can edit.
Right. Okie dokie. That's great. Thank you very much. And thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep, brilliant. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Any other questions, you guys? You guys were fabulous. You stuck with me very, very well today because honestly, this one's a hard one to teach to make sure you understand all the different little nuances of the subscriber list. And I have to say, I looked at your eyeballs and there was not a single person that was doing this. So you did really, really well. I'm proud of all of you. But tomorrow we'll jump right into the email sequence and start creating some emails. Remember your homework tonight, create your first subscriber list and get started on creating your first 5 emails. So we can actually have you add those emails in after I teach you about how to add email sequences. Okay? All right, guys, have a wonderful day. I'm going to rest my voice a little bit, but I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. Have a great one.
Bye, everybody. Well done. Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
See you all tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.